Okay, in this video we are going to be looking at the cranial nerves. This video is by Whitney Light
and Ladonna and Naron.
Okay. We will start with cranial nerve number 1 is the olfactory. The nerve type is sensory and its major function is smell. Let's see. Cranial nerve is number 2 is the optic nerve. Sorry.
That's okay.
And the nerve type is sensory and its major function is for vision. All right, cranial nerve number 3 is the oculomotor.
Right. Trying to get it down here for the view. I believe it's the little one right here. Yeah, the little one here.
Its nerve type is primarily motor, and the functions for that nerve is the movement of the eyeball and eyelid and lens shape. Cranial nerve number 4 is the trochlear. That's how I say it.
That's what I say.
And nerve type is primarily motor. Its major functions is movement of the eyeball and
proprioception.
Cranial nerve number 5 is the trigeminal. Nerve type is mixed, which means it's both sensory and motor. And its major functions are sensations of touch and pain from facial, skin, nose, mouth, teeth, and tongue, and motor control of chewing.
It's also the largest, he states.
Yeah,
Largest nerve.
so it's the largest.
Okay.
Cranial nerve number 6
It's right here.
is the abducens. And what do you say about the ab?
Abducts. It's for the eyes, the lateral rectus. So if your eye goes, if your left eye looks left, it pulls it to the left. It's the lateral rectus, and that's the one it works.
It's named after its muscle action, what it does.
It abducts the eyeball from the eye.
And its nerve type is primarily motor. And like she said, the major function is eyeball movement. And Number 7 is the facial nerve. Nerve type is mixed, meaning it's both sensory and motor. Functions is it moves the facial muscles, tear and saliva secretion, sense of taste, and proprioception. I can't say that word for some reason.
Proprioception.
Well, this is my English class, but he did say I say it. I'm educated.
Lets us know what we're doing and how we're doing it and why we're doing it.
But I am from Texas.
There you go. Didn't he say everybody that's not from Texas thinks we're idiots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Texas. Cranial nerve 8 is the vestibulocochlear. The nerve type is sensory.
Technically, it's one of these are two. They're not divided enough to be able to actually show it. There's like usually 3 branch pieces that are here, and we're not seeing that third branch here. So you have 6, 7, and 8. Well, I guess this is showing it. So 1 and 2 is sort of divided there. Okay.
And its function is for hearing and sense of equilibrium. Cranial nerve number 9, the glossopharyngeal. Nerve type is mixed. It's both sensory and motor. And its major function is sensations of taste, touch and pain from tongue, and blood pressure, receptors, movement of tongue and swallowing, secretion of saliva.
For a second, because it's got it divided here, and I'm trying to get them. See, they're not really divided very well to show them off, but okay, go ahead.
Let's see.
So we should be looking for number 10.
Yeah. Cranial nerve 10 is the vagus. Nerve type is mixed. It's both sensory and motor. Its major function is in the parasympathetic system and motor control of smooth muscles associated with heart, lungs, viscera, secretions of digestive enzymes.
Okay. It doesn't really have a good picture on this diagram. If we'll turn to the book, the one that it identifies with is vagus nerve number 10. As you can see on our thing here, we don't really have a division to define it. This defines it a little easier. But when you get on the actual brain, actually below the abducens, it's really hard to identify any of the remainings because most of them are severed or so small you can't separate.
Yeah, our sheep brain. Although my sheep brain was perfect.
Was it?
Boom.
I couldn't see anything below, really.
All right, cranial nerve number 11 is the accessory nerve. It's also known as the spinal accessory. Nerve type is primarily motor, and it is located.
Guesstimate in this area as well. It shows it to be a very tiny one on our diagram in the thing, and so I'm going to go with this one since it has a long line along here.
In that area there. Cranial nerve number 12 is the hypoglossal. Nerve type is primarily motor. Its functions move the tongue, speech and swallowing, and proprioception. And it is located
right here on the top. Well,
probably shows it in the book a little bit better.
More anteriorly on the spinal cord area column.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's see if we have another definition that we might go with. Here's the sheep brain. You'll be doing these in class instead of a human brain. It's a little bit different than the brain that we've been presenting. Although we don't have a physical one in hand, we have our book model. And when you're looking at it, you can see where the olfactory bulbs are, where cranial nerve number 1 is. You come on down to the optic nerve. These are easily identifiable on the sheep brain when you're looking at them. When you're going through, you can see the mammillary body. You can go into the oculomotor nerve. Sometimes we had to, on a couple of them, we had to pull these up to see them. They're more ribbon shaped, but they flap when you pull them up.
When you pulled it up, the pituitary gland was there.
Correct. And you had to lift it sort of up and out of the way. Then the trochlear on ours was severed down, but we were able to pull up a little bitty piece of it. And then when we got down here near the pons, the trigeminal nerve, we each had a stalk on both sides of ours, where I know that some of the people, their sheep brain did not have it. It was very difficult to find, but it's in right here. So then we went into it's showing the trigeminal. Well, yes, I was all right. It's just on both sides. I was thinking this side is larger, but this is where it's showing it. And this is typically what you're going to find when you get into the sheep brain, is that very small piece. And then here's the abducens. This was typically the last one you're actually physically able to identify when you're looking at the sheep brain. And it's right here towards the anterior side of what is the pons on the spinal column. And on the side, you'll have them. They're not here, but when you physically get a sheep brain, there's a lot of little finger projections off here, but you can't identify whether they're the accessory nerves, some of them whether they're the vagus nerve or not, due to the way that they process and remove the brain from the sheep.
All right, thank you for watching our video. Bye.
Bye.